NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, by your Boston area Lexus dealers, by Citizens Bank, and by Dunkin' Donuts. Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Fenway Park. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy back at Fenway as Manny Ramirez has taken the field by himself. Apparently they have a little gag going on here on Manny Ramirez. He went out there to take the field himself, and here come the rest of his teammates in behind him. Either Manny took off early or they did it on purpose. But Ramirez was out there for a split second by himself, turned around to find out that he was the only member of the Red Sox on the field right now. But the Red Sox have taken the field here tonight. A very nice evening at Fenway Park. And let's take a look at the visiting Anaheim Angels starting lineup, brought to you by Dodge. David Eckstein at the top of the order at shortstop. Darren Erstad in center field. Tim Salmon is the DH. Garrett Anderson in left. Scott Spezio at third base. Jeff Devannon in right. Adam Kennedy at second. Benji Molina does the catching. He bats eighth. And Rob Quinlan at first base bats ninth.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by a Boston area Lexus dealers. Tonight it'll be Bill Miller at third base, Nomar at shortstop, Todd Walker's the second baseman, and Kevin Millar at first. Left to right, as you've already seen, Manny Ramirez, Johnny Damon, and Trot Nixon. Jason Veritek doing the catching, and on the mound, Pedro Martinez. This will be start number 20 for Pedro. The record stands at 7-2 with a 2.42 ERA. That's second to Esteban Loaiza. Loaiza is at 2.30. Pedro's third in the league behind Clemens and Messina in strikeouts, and first in batting average against opponents, only hitting .212 against Pedro. His last two starts have been no decisions, but they resulted in Red Sox losses, one to the Yankees and one to the Texas Rangers. 7-1 in his career against the Angels.
The umpiring crew, Dale Scott has the plate. Jim Reynolds at first base, Laz Diaz at second, and Jim Joyce, the umpire, at third.
Let's check tonight's game notes, brought to you by New England Toyota dealers. There you see the numbers for Pedro against the Anaheim Angels in 10 starts. 4-15 since the All-Star break as Anaheim, and the Angels start is 11th best in the American League as far as ERA, but an excellent bullpen. The Red Sox did get to that bullpen last night for the win.
Where available, tonight's broadcast can be heard in Spanish by using the SAP function on your TV set.
Buenas noches, papis.
Top half of the first inning, David Eckstein about to step in here as Pedro Martinez has finished up his warm-up tosses. Eckstein at 256, 3 home runs and 27 runs batted in. Red Sox beginning the night 3.5 games back of the New York Yankees, and in second place the Anaheim Angels are in third in the AL West, and right now not part of the playoff picture. They're 15.5 games back of the Seattle Mariners to begin the evening, and the first pitch of the night from Pedro Martinez, missing for ball one. Is fouled back and above us to even the count at 1-1.
Well, this will be an interesting matchup tonight, as you see Eckstein's numbers against Martinez, but Pedro, the strikeout pitcher against the toughest team in the American League, 2 strikeout. The only time that Pedro's faced him this year, he did get 10 strikeouts in that ball game.
Drops that one in there for a strike, and it's 1-2 now to Eckstein. Well, the bullpen has not been a friend to Pedro Martinez this season, as he is left with some leads and could have a much better record. This is off the side of the mound into second to Todd Walker, who throws out Eckstein at first for the first out of the game.
Pedro trying to climb the ladder with the fastball against Eckstein. He does get on top of it and get on the ground, but it's right at Todd Walker at second base for the first out.
Here's Darren Erstad, the center fielder for Anaheim, at 256, 4 homers and 17 runs batted in. Anaheim jumping out to the 5-0 lead here last night. Of course, the Red Sox able to come back with a 7-run third inning, and back and forth they went, and the Red Sox, of course, with the victory in the slugfest. Down to first, Millar's going to need Martinez, and Pedro gets over there with some fancy footwork to handle that, and there's 2 down.
And that would be just what the doctor ordered tonight, you know, low pitch innings for Pedro Martinez, because obviously you don't want him having that high pitch count early in the ball game like he's had a couple of times in his last few outings.
Two down. Tim Salmon, the designated hitter again tonight. Anaheim using the same lineup that they had out there last night. And so are the Red Sox, for that matter. Tonight marks the first time this season that Grady Little has used identical lineups in consecutive games. And there for a strike to Salmon. Red Sox beginning the night 3.5 games back of the New York Yankees. The Yankees playing Texas Thompson against David Wells tonight. Wells going after his 13th win for the Yankees. Just missing to Salmon. Salmon, a career .347 hitter here at Fenway Park in his career. He's at .278 against Pedro with a home run. And he wraps this foul outside of third and is down on the count 1-2.
Well, this turned out to be just a beautiful night here at Fenway Park. They're very cloudy all day. Looked like there's going to be some thunderstorms, but right now, very clear.
And a cloud in the sky to begin the contest tonight. Pedro ahead of Salmon 1-2. Gets the sign and goes to work. Thought about it, didn't pull the trigger. And it missed away 2-2. Salmon is the Angels all-time leader in home runs. He has 283 home runs in an Angels uniform. Did he go? A check at first. No, he did not. Says Jim Reynolds, and the count runs full now to Tim Salmon.
Pretty good job, Salmon, too, staying off that curveball from Pedro. Started the swing, but was able to check it.
Salmon has the most walks in Angels history as he fouls this one off the home plate umpire, Dale Scott. Tim Salmon actually took the lead in that department all time for Anaheim against the Red Sox May 16th here at Fenway. Gave him his 867th career walk, passing Brian Downing for the most in Angels history. Got a full count now. Here comes the 3-2. Fists at foul off the right side. Pedro got Eckstein to ground out to second base. Darren Erstad to ground out to first. Now Salmon has forced him to throw more pitches here with 2 down in the inning. Again, the payoff pitch. Again, fouled off.
So much for the low pitch inning. Salmon has taken care of that.
And another tough out waiting on deck. Garrett Anderson. Salmon strikes out. First K of the night for Pedro Martinez, and it concludes the top of the first. Red Sox coming up. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy back at Fenway. On to the bottom of the first. Let's take a look at the Red Sox starting lineup, brought to you by Dodge. Johnny Damon to lead it off. Bill Miller at third base. Nomar at short. Manny Ramirez in left. David Ortiz the DH. Kevin Millar at first base. Trot Nixon in right. Todd Walker at second base. Jason Varitek does the catching and bats ninth. Aaron Sele on the mound tonight for the Anaheim Angels.
Got operated on last October to repair a tear in his rotator cuff, so somewhat of a comeback season for Sele. 6-8 on the year with a 4.88 ERA. Started the season on a rehab assignment at a couple of different levels, making his 16th start against the Red Sox tonight.
And there for a strike to Damon, 1-1. He's one of 19 active major league pitchers with a career record 35 games or more over 500. As he comes in at 121 and 85 overall in his career. Damon sends this deep to center, sending Erstad back to the track, and he'll make the catch right in front of the wall for out number 1.
Let's take a look at the rest of the Angel defense, brought to you by a Boston area Lexus dealers. Scott Spezio will be at third base. David Eckstein the shortstop. Adam Kennedy at second, and Rob Quinlan at first. Left to right, Garrett Anderson. Gold Glove winner Darren Erstad. Jeff DeBannon in right, and behind the plate also a Gold Glove winner, Benji Molina.
So 1 down. Johnny Damon gave that one a ride to deep center field. Here's Bill Miller. And he sends it through the right side into right field. First base runner of the night and first hit of the night for the Red Sox.
6-game hitting streak now for Bill Miller. He starts this game at .329. Ichiro made some ground on him yesterday. Ichiro now at .340 for the season, leads the American League.
And this Nomar at .317, 19 homers and 77 runs batted in. And Sele at 6 and 8 heading into tonight's action. And the pitch in there for a strike to Garciaparra.
Sele with the fastball, the cut fastball. You just saw that over the top 12-6 curveball, and also a changeup.
He's now 32 years of age. Resides in Bellevue, Washington during the offseason. The 0-1 popped up into shallow right field. DeVannen coming in. And the Anaheim right fielder makes the catch for out number 2. Bill Miller back to the bag at first.
Left fielder, number 24.
2 down. Let's bring up Manny Ramirez. Now you would know this as somebody who played Major League Baseball. How do you decide to all at once run out onto the field? Is there a guy that leads you out there? Is it the starting pitcher? Who brings you out onto the field when you take the field?
Well, it depends. Now, sometimes, like tonight, for example, you're on Espen, okay? They may have a guy in the dugout that tells you exactly what time to go out there. It was always that way for the national game of the week. And guys get very aggravated because they're accustomed to going out there at the same time. And you used to have to wait a lot of times for the national audience and, you know, get a little antsy, and guys want to go out there. Maybe that's what happened to Manny tonight. Well, Manny, maybe they deked him, like you said.
Ramirez sends it to deep right, but DeVannen's back there to make the catch just shy of the track and to end the inning. We played 1 from Fenway, no score.
Searching other websites for low fares? Better get comfortable. Just go to Southwest.com for Southwest Airlines $39 to $99 internet specials when you purchase by August 28th.
You are now free to move about the country.
For extra convenience, extra value, and extra service, stop at Extra Mart.
How would you like to win a new Honda Element? Well, here's your chance. All this month, come into Extra Mart for your chance to win the coolest SUV on the planet, the new 2003 Honda Element. Get in your element at Extra Mart. And while you're here, pick up your favorite Elements drink in the new aluminum bottle. Elements, liquid action.
With over 150 locations throughout New England, be smart. Shop Extra Mart.
Whatever happened to the house call? The doctor would show up at the front door and treat the patient right there at home. Who does that anymore? Well, SBC does.
Won't be long.
Only our black bag is a yellow laptop. They may not be doctors, but they do make house calls.
Phone?
I have good news.
The customer. That's who we answer to. SBC.
Presenting the 245 horsepower all-wheel drive Nissan Murano, an SUV for the wilds of civilized society.
Back at Fenway, no score after 1. H.P. Hood is rooting for the Red Sox and kids throughout New England. Each time the Red Sox strike out an opponent, make a double play, hit a home run at Fenway, Hood donates $100 to the Hood Home Team Advantage Fund, which in turn benefits children's hospitals all over New England.
Second inning back at Fenway after a scoreless first. Garrett Anderson leading it off and jumping back out of the way of that pitch. Anderson with 25 home runs on the season. He's hitting at .310 and has knocked in 89 runs. He wraps this foul down into the seats. It evens up at 1-1 now to Anderson. The team leading 25th home run here last night. He grounds it right side, well placed, slowly into right field for a base hit. So the first base runner of the night for the Anaheim Angels.
Garrett Anderson throughout his career has not had a lot of success against Pedro. Only 115 coming in, but picks up the base hit here on the fastball. It's right on top of the ball. Little topspin ground ball that heads between first and second base for the first hit of the night for the Angels.
There's Scott Spezio, gets to start at third base. The absence of Troy Glass, who's still on the DL for the Anaheim Angels. It's a deep and far to right down the line, but it is twisting foul. Spezio at 259, 11 home runs and 45 runs batted in.
Remember last night, Don, we were speaking about Spezio being up in the box against Suppan. Well, it's the same thing against Pedro. He is way up in that batter's box.
Figured he may take a different tact against a pitcher like Pedro Martinez, as this one is fouled off the left side, figuring that he works and operates in the sometimes low to mid 90s, that perhaps he would want to back off a little bit, but he's back up in front again.
Well, that must be his comfort level up there. You see the numbers against Pedro for Scott Spezio. A lot of guys in today's baseball more comfortable back as far as they possibly can in the box. And that's Scott Spezio.
In the 0-2, missing away to Spezio. Now, we see most guys who like to erase that back line as early as they possibly can in games to actually get beyond that back line.
The old theory was that if you're facing a sinker ball pitcher, you moved up in the box to get the ball before it sunk. The same thing with a good curveball pitcher.
Anderson at first, nobody out. The Anaheim second inning. The 1-2. Got him. Second strikeout for Pedro Martinez. One away here in the second inning.
Excellent changeup there for Pedro to pick up his second strikeout of the night. His first was on a cut fastball. That time the changeup to Spezio.
So one down, Garrett Anderson at first, and here's Jeff DeVannen at 295, 10 home runs and 31 runs batted in.
Jeff DeVannen 2 for 3 off Pedro with a home run.
He's been struggling lately, hitting at 161 as he fouls this one off. He's 10 for his last 62, and that average has dropped down under 300. Home run of the season was on April 27th against the Red Sox. A solo home run off Pedro. It was the first home run that Pedro had given up. And as that misses to DeVannen. 1-1 the count. Red Sox beginning the night with a half-game lead in the wild card scenario right now of the Oakland A's. The A's continue their series against the Tigers. Tim Hudson against Wilfredo Ledesma in Detroit tonight. The A's and Tigers. On the ground towards second. Walker trying to start it to Nomar Kwan on the first double play. Inning ending. Angels are gone. We're through an inning and a half. No score from Fenway.
Searching other websites for low fares? Better get comfortable. Just go to Southwest.com for Southwest Airlines $39 to $99 internet specials when you purchase by August 28th.
You are now free to move about the country.
Doesn't Miller Lite taste great? Blessed filling!
Wait. What about this? Doesn't Miller Lite taste great? Great taste! Great taste!
Blessed filling!
Great taste!
Blessed filling! Blessed filling!
What do you think about that, Pats? art.
Tell it over a great-tasting, less-filling Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
I've got an idea.
Pop quiz time. What happens to an engine with too much friction? I'll tell you, it loses power. So you want to reduce friction, right, Tinkerbell? This is new Quaker State. Engineered to deliver a 10% lower coefficient of friction. In other words, it's even better than before, because too much friction. That's your little gearhead, ain't he? Nice haircut. New Quaker State Peak Performance.
Quaker State motor oils are available at these fine locations.
Any way you want it, the way you need it, any way you want it.
Ford Authorized Clearance is the time to get the best deals on built Ford tough trucks. F-Series has been the #1 selling truck in America for 26 years running. Ford Super Duty has more pulling power than any truck on the planet. And F-150 has more available torque and payload than any other pickup in its class. During Ford Authorized Clearance, get F-150 or Super Duty with 0 financing for up to 60 months or up to $3,000 cash back. Get to your New England Ford dealer now.
Boston Red Sox baseball on Nesson is brought to you by your New England Toyota dealers, by Bob Stores, by Coors Light, and by Volvo, the official vehicle of the Red Sox. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy back at Fenway Park on to the bottom of the second inning. And a scoreless contest after an inning and a half. David Ortiz gets us started here in the bottom of the second. 292, 14 homers and 57 runs batted in for the Red Sox DH.
Fooled on the 1-1, swings and misses. 1-2 the count. That's the good curveball there from Aaron Sele, the 12-6 curveball. Evens up at 2-2 now to David Ortiz. This will be the kind of night that keeps Benji Molina busy behind home plate, with Sele throwing a lot of those curveballs. Naturally, quite a few of them will bounce in the dirt, and a lot of them will be bouncing right off of Molina. Two line right to the second baseman Kennedy, who's able to make the catch on the backhand. Almost looked like it may handcuff him, but he makes the catch. Well, game time is Miller time at Fenway and on Nesson. Stop by a participating Fenway area retailer before game time, and you can win free tickets to the game. End up on Nesson, and the game time is Miller time. Fenway seats. Or Zilla's, I don't get that. So you've always bragging where you could hit 260 in the big leagues. I think there was some reference to that. I see. Oh, okay, I got it. Yeah, I said if I played every day in the big leagues, I would hit 260. And there have been a few players who have taken me to task on that, and partners of mine here in the booth. 286, 18 homers, 67 runs batted in for Kevin Millar. And then for a strike, and it's 1-2. I'd be willing to bet that you wouldn't hit 260 right now in Babe Ruth League action. I would need a full spring training. I mean, I just can't show up and hit. Right, the kids do. Strike three to Kevin Millar. The first strikeout of the night for Aaron Sele, 2 down. Sele's high for strikeouts on the season, 5. He did that in a start against his former team, the Seattle Mariners. Here's that good curveball again from Sele. So far in the first couple of innings, he's had a pretty good one. And remember, the arm strength's still really coming back for him. I mean, he's just coming off rotator cuff surgery last October. Out of Washington State University, the former first-round pick of the Red Sox back in '91. 23rd pick overall. As Nixon sprays it foul off the left side.
Nixon at 322, 21 home runs and 68 runs batted in. Art Sele, first year pro ball form was 91. He played in Winter Haven in the Red Sox organization, quickly up through the chain, and by 93 was here in Boston. Of course, a member of the Red Sox from 1993 through 1997. In Texas for 2, Seattle for 2, and in his second season with the Anaheim Angels. Really, this was a guy that was not overly comfortable pitching here in the bright lights of Boston, and preferred to pitch somewhere else. It seemed it was sort of uncomfortable. We've seen others like him as Nixon lifts it in the air to left center field. Over goes Darren Erstad, the center fielder, and he retrieves the final out of the inning. We've played 2 from Fenway, no score. Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by your Lincoln Mercury dealers, by LoJack, by Aflac, by Citizens Bank, and by Jeep. On to the top of the 3rd inning, and first pitch swinging is Adam Kennedy, the Anaheim second baseman. Through the first 2 innings, Pedro Martinez with 2 strikeouts so far tonight. He has 1 in each inning. And quickly ahead of Kennedy, 0-2. With Pedro's 2 strikeouts, he passes Robin Roberts for 35th place on the all-time strikeout list at 2,359. Next on the list, Charlie Huff, 2,362. The 0-2. Missed up top that time, and Veritek had come out of the crouch. Pedro's given up just 1 hit so far through the first 2 innings. Leadoff hit last inning for Garrett Anderson. Strikes out Kennedy to open up the top of the 3rd. 3rd strikeout for Martinez.
Well, Pedro now has his strikeout on just about all his pitches. A cut fastball, a changeup, and that's the curveball to Kennedy. Changed his eye level there. He went upstairs to waste a high fastball and then back to the curveball, down and in.
Here's Benji Molina, the catcher, and number 8 hitter in the Anaheim order. Molina checking in. 280, 10 homers and 52 runs batted in. Number 8 hitter Rob Quinlan waits on deck for the Angels. Against Boston, Benji Molina has a career .303 batting average against the Red Sox. Tardy on that cut, finds himself down 1-2.
Not against Pedro Martinez, though. He is 0 for 7 in his career against Pedro.
Foul tipped into the catcher's mitt. Veritek holds on, and it's back-to-back Ks for Pedro. 4 on the night.
Benji Molina, the toughest guy in the American League to strike out. Pedro gets him on a fastball, foul tip right into the glove of Jason Veritek. Great concentration by Veritek to handle that foul tip. It's Molina and then Nomar, the 2 toughest guys, top 2 in the league to strike out.
2 down for Rob Quinlan. The number 9 hitter goes lunging after that pitch. Quinlan at .476. 10 for 21 so far in his Angels career and his career in the major leagues. The 0-1's in there for a strike. Pedro struck out the side 4 times this season in order, and here he's got the first 2 strikeouts of the inning. Ahead 0-2. Shakes off a few and brings the 0-2. Popped up into shallow right center field. Walker heading out and can't make the over-the-shoulder grab as he handles it on a hop and quickly gets it back in. It's a 2-out Flair single for Rob Quinlan, who gets his 11th major league hit.
Win a LoJack stolen vehicle recovery system by entering the LoJack caught stealing sweepstakes at boston.com/NESN. Every time the Sox catch a run of stealing, go to the website, enter the date, opponent, and run of caught stealing for your chance to win.
So a 2-out single for Rob Quinlan. What a start he's had. Now 11 for 22 with the Anaheim Angels.
As we mentioned last night too, Don, he's faced some tough pitches since being called up. Add Pedro to that list. Andy Pettit, Barry Zito, Roger Clemens, David Wells, and now Pedro. Pretty impressive.
He's 11 for 22.
That'd be enough to run you right out of the big leagues facing those guys out of the chute.
In the dirt, Veritek up with it and a snap throw down to first base.
Angels like to run. We told you last night they're second in the league, only to Tampa Bay in stolen bases. 2 outs, always a good time to run. Try to get in a scoring position. If you make the out at second, you get the leadoff man leading off next inning.
Looks like they spread it around pretty well too. Nobody with an overwhelming amount of stolen bases. The team leader in stolen bases is Adam Kennedy. He has 15. Second is David Eckstein with 14, but it's spread around pretty good after that. Eckstein grounded out to second base his first time up. Bunts at the 1-1. It's a fair ball. Veritek out to handle it, and he fires to first for the final out. Anaheim strands a runner. We play 2.5. No score from Fenway.
As we go to the bottom of the third, the second annual WEEI Jimmy Fund Radiothon will be held August 22nd at Fenway Park. 3 special live events will accompany an 18-hour broadcast which begins at 6 a.m. A panel discussion with owners of the Red Sox, Patriots, Bruins, and Celtics. A lunch with current Red Sox players and a cocktail party. We'll get back to the cocktail party.
To left off the bat of Walker, and Garrett Anderson goes way back to retrieve it for out number 1.
As I was saying, a lunch with current Red Sox players and a cocktail party with sports legends John Havlicek, John Henner, and Bob Qua. For more information, call 877-738-1234 or log on to WEEI.com.
One down, 5 in a row. Retired by Aaron Sele, and it brings up Jason Veritek. Veritek hitting at .289 on the season, 18 home runs, and 65 runs batted in. Jason over the last 10 games, 6 for 31, has run into a recent snag, hitting at .194 over the last 10 games. And this one will bounce back to the backstop. 2-1. Jeff Supine with a tough night last night in his return to the Red Sox. And 2-1 is in there for a strike. 2-2.
Don't you love the way Dale Scott makes that strike call behind home plate? A little step back and a step to his left.
And this one slash foul off the left side.
It's one of my favorite strike calls of any umpire in the league. Reminds me so much of Leslie Nielsen and yeah, Naked Gun. That's it.
But he's quick though. That's the thing I like. He doesn't waste any time.
No.
He gives you that strike call, which as an announcer, that is one of the things that is one of the bigger pet peeves. Is the
yeah. Well, let me tell you something about announcers, Bob. Those guys in the uniforms down there, they could care less.
3-2. Will miss outside to Jason Veritek, ball 4. First walk of the night given up by Aaron Sele.
They call you Bob.
And a 1-out walk.
That's true, though. Most of those guys, and you think that Tim McCullen is a great example of that. I mean, the guys on the field, the catcher and the hitter know immediately because he gives a vocal signal, and then he lets the rest of us know. So they're not really concerned about.
They're not worried about
Don Orsello up here.
Joe Brinkman is another offender who takes his time with the calls. But I'm also told that Tim McClellan and Joe Brinkman are both pretty good ball strike umpires.
McClellan's excellent.
Damon flying to the track in center field his first time up. Sele now 32 years of age. Stands at 6'5", 230 pounds. Ball's behind Damon now 3-0. Some pretty impressive win totals over the years for Aaron Sele. In Texas, a 19-game winner back in 1998. As he has flirted with 20 wins. That was the closest that he got. He was 18-9 the next year in Texas, 17-10 in Seattle in his first year there. There's 3-1 to Damon. Slashed foul. And it's a full count to Damon with Jason Varitek at first base. One out here in the bottom of the third inning. A scoreless contest so far tonight from Fenway.
It's that 3-2 situation again where the majority of the times Grady Little will have the man off at first base. It came up big for him in the game last night.
There goes Varitek. Damon taking ball 4. Back-to-back walks for Aaron Sele with one out here in the third inning. Here's Bill Miller riding the 6-game hitting streak. Single his first time up tonight. The only Red Sox hit so far tonight off Aaron Sele. For a strike over the outside corner to Bill Miller. And Sele really in his first jam of the game. He gave up a hit in the first, but up until now, the Red Sox haven't had many base runners. Bill Miller skies this to left center field. Darren Erstad moves over. And the Anaheim center fielder takes care of out number 2. So 2 down, and it's into the heart of the Boston order we go. Nomar Garciaparra making his way to the plate. He flied out to right his first time up. There's a home run in his career off Aaron Sele. Garciaparra, ball 1. Now Sele coming into his action tonight, giving up 2 walks here. His 37th and 38th walks of the year. He has walked more than he has struck out. 32 strikeouts to his credit this season, and now 77 2/3 innings. And he falls behind Garciaparra, 2-0. Pedro has thrown 3 shutout innings to begin his night with 4 strikeouts. Line foul. Nicely gloved down there in the backhand.
That's one of the best plays all season.
That was a hot shot.
Yeah, nice backhanded play. Gets in a proper position. Used the big glove. Save that guy's face that was right behind it, because if that ball gets by her, it's right off his face.
Major dental work waiting for him. A very nice grab. Would have had a whole face full of baseball. 2-1 missing inside to Garciaparra. Sele has already walked 2 in the inning and in his outing. Veritek at second, Damon at first. Nomar lifts it in the air to right field. Incoming is Jeff Devannon. And he makes the catch for the final out in the third. We've played 3 from Fenway, no score. No score. The 4th inning is brought to you by Kentucky Fried Chicken, where you can get $4 meals every day. And as we head to the top of the 4th, it's time now for the Aflac trivia question. And our question tonight: who holds the Red Sox record for highest batting average in a season by a right fielder? I have the answer for you in the next half inning. How about a tour of the booth for Somerset's not your typical fan? That's up to you, Jerry.
That's fine with me if they can somehow get up here. We do hold tours up here in this booth on occasion. And anybody from Somerset certainly is welcome. Blue Raiders.
Aaron Erstad leads it off here in the 4th inning. A .258 career hitter against Pedro Martinez. Erstad grounded out to first base his first time up. A strange swing as he grounds it softly to third, and Bill Miller throws him out for the first out of the inning. Let's check in with Tom Caron. Tom, where are you?
Well, I'm right down here in the very good seats with some very lucky people. You know, it's going to be a battle over these last couple of months. These girls have their war paint on. You guys are all ready for this game. What are your names?
Christina DeMoy.
Tell me how you ended up in these choice seats.
Okay, well, we saw John Henry on Yawkey Way, and we were sitting there, and he's like, oh, where are your girls' seats? We're like, oh, in center field. We're Johnny Damon fans. He's like, oh, you like Johnny Damon? We're like, yeah. He's like, you want to get close? We're like, okay.
There it is, word for word. And James, same thing happened to you. Where did you see John Henry?
On Yawkey Way. I was in a souvenir shop, and I saw him, and I ran out to get his autograph. And then my dad came out, and he said he just, like, gave us these tickets, and it's...
Pretty cool.
Yes.
You having a good time?
Yeah. And I want to say hi to my brother, John, and my mom and dad and grandparents.
Okay, and he's also got a sign. We'll hold it up real quick. He thinks Wally should be president. And why should he be the leader of our country?
Because he's the mascot of the Red Sox.
And that's a good enough reason?
Yes.
Well, there you go. Spoken from a wise young fan. Guys?
All right, Tom, thank you very much. Now, if Wally were to become president and he only talks to you, he would have to improve his communication skills with the rest of the country.
That's exactly right. And how about a thrill that they had?
Yeah.
You know, they run into the Red Sox owner, and all of a sudden they're front row, right near the Red Sox dugout. That's very nice.
I know John does that a lot. You've seen that many nights at Fenway Park. Very nice touch, and they certainly are very happy with the development. And they are much closer to Johnny Damon. This is lined into center field, a base hit for Garrett Anderson. Up to second base goes Tim Salmon, and all of a sudden here, Anaheim, even though they've not hit the ball very hard, have 2 on with 1 out.
No, you're exactly right. The one by Salmon was a ball that looked like it might be heading foul down the third base line, then kicked back into fair territory. Here's a pretty good pitch. That ball is down about ankle high. This is some kind of hitter right here, Garrett Anderson. We saw that last night, and again on that. I mean, that ball is about ankle high and still pushed down the line in the center field for the base hit.
So 2 on, 1 away, and here's Scott Spezio, struck out swinging his first time up. Waves at that pitch. He has grounded into 10 double plays. He is second only to the Anaheim catcher Benji Molina, who has grounded into 14 double plays on the season. Hard stuff inside. It backs him out of the way. Spezio's now started 13 of the last 15 games at third base in place of Troy Gloss, who's on the DL. And Spezio is one of the guys who got off to a tough start. Over the first 38 games, hitting at 191. Over the last 69 games, he's been right around 300. In the year to right, Nixon didn't get a great read at first, but he's able to recover to make the catch. He did not come in right away in a ball that I think he thought was hit better than it was, but tried able to make the correction and come on to make the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, might have been fooled on contact here. It looks like a cut fastball inside, and actually Spezio jammed a bit on it. There's Nixon going back 2 steps, but then is able to regroup and make the play for the second out of the inning. Did some strange hit balls in this inning off Pedro.
Jeff Devannon grounded into a double play his last time up. And for his last 9, Jeff Devannon, the starting right fielder for the Anaheim Angels. Mentioned earlier in the season with a home run against Pedro Martinez. It was his first of the year. Devannon now has 10 home runs on the season. Ruled on that pitch, and he's down 0-2. And starting the season at AAA at Salt Lake, was called up on April 22nd by the Anaheim Angels. And he's been here ever since. Pedro's 0-2 in the dirt. Veritek able to smother it.
To that back pocket hanging out of Devannon there. Probably puts his gloves in there when he goes to take them out. Just leaves the pocket flapping around. It's almost like he lost his wallet. And I know you'd scoop it up and never tell him you found it.
That's nice. 1-2 to count to Jeff Devannon. Tim Salmon stands at second base. Garrett Anderson at first with 2 away. Pedro's 1-2. Gets a piece and fouls it back to the backstop. Pedro Martinez at 50 pitches. 37 of them so far for strikes. Keep that pitch count down. That's a problem that he's had this season as he works here in the top half of the 4th inning. On the outside corner for strike 3. Devannon knew it. He takes with him the 5th strikeout for Martinez. No score as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Red Sox baseball on Nesson is brought to you by Kentucky Fried Chicken. I love Kentucky Fried Chicken. As we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, I'm told that they're going to bring some up here. They're going to bring some up here to the booth, and we are very excited about that development. Manny Ramirez to lead it off as we head here to the last half of the 4th. Ramirez flying to the track in right field his first time up. And takes strike 2 from Aaron Sele. Sele has given up just 1 hit tonight. Bill Miller with a single to right back in the first inning. That's been it for the Red Sox from a hit standpoint. Sele did surrender 2 walks last inning, but they did not turn out to be costly, as he walked 2 with 1 out in the inning and then proceeded to get Bill Miller to fly out to center field and Omar Garcia-Parra to fly out to right to end the inning. Inside that time, and it evens up at 2-2. And reaches out and gets a piece, grounding it foul down by where the tarp is. 2-2. Ortiz and Millar to bat here in the home half of the 4th inning. And he sends it towards right center field. That'll get down. Devannon cuts it off quickly, the right fielder, and he holds Ramirez to a single. And as he quickly moved over to cut that off, that gets through. Ramirez would still be running, but he stands at first.
Designated hitter, number 34.
Well, it is time now for the Aflac Trivia question answer. And our question tonight, who holds the Red Sox record for highest batting average in a season by a right fielder? Ben Chapman. Now, Jerry, he hit 340 back in 1938, you might remember.
Yeah, he was right about 338 going into the last game, had a couple of knocks and finished at 340.
You remember it well, I'm sure. Ortiz stands in and takes the strike. Chapman was traded to Cleveland after the season. The Red Sox made room for an outfield rookie prospect by the name of Ted Williams. So they sent Ben on his way after his amazing 340 season in 1938.
Ben wasn't real happy about that either.
Oh.
Loved playing here in Boston. Probably lived over at the Somerset Hotel. That's where a lot of players used to live, you know, not far from right here at Fenway Park. I believe the name of it was the Somerset Hotel.
Walking distance?
Yes, absolutely.
Misses away, and the count is 2-1. There are still some players who choose to live in hotels in the home cities. You figure they're there for the season, but return to their residences during the off season. Then again, there are some players who make their homes with whatever team they play in. We've seen a lot of Red Sox players come here for the first time and end up living in the New England area. Swing and a miss by Ortiz, and it's 2-2.
Not like the old days, though. Most players at the end of the season head their separate ways back to their, you know, where they spend their permanent homes, back to their permanent country, obviously. But it seemed like more players in the past would spend the year-round time here in Boston, but not the case anymore.
It always seems like when you get back to the ballpark from a flight, a lot of guys heading to yet another hotel, even in their home city. It seems like you're on the road all season long that way. Because even in your home, you're in a hotel. 2-2 to Ortiz. Just misses, and a full count now to David. Nobody out. Ramirez at first. And waiting on deck, Kevin Millar.
Looking down at David Ortiz's pants, it looks like he has bell bottoms on. Remember those styles of Austin Powers?
Fouled off the left side. Backing on a play. Did you go with the bell bottoms? Did you have that look?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You must have looked pretty snazzy.
Not when I was playing. I mean when I was in school.
You were walking around.
Oh yeah. That's some nice looking bell bottoms.
Yeah. With a big wide collared shirt too, ready for the disco.
That's when I was playing. Studio 54.
Big medallion, a lot of chest hair. 3-2 is grounded foul outside of first.
Now this is what Grady did last night with Ortiz at the plate. Sent Manny at first base. He's gone now on the last two pitches.
Goes Ramirez again, and Ortiz fouls it off again. So Manny's had about enough for this.
He is, and he's telling his buddy Ortiz, put the ball in play in fair territory. I had enough.
Sometime tonight. Took the helmet off and did that. That's the second time he's done that now. Manny off again. Ortiz fouls it off again.
Yeah, I think if Manny continues to go, if Ortiz swings and misses, Manny's going to be out by about 60 feet.
To give him the 6 inches. as he heads back towards first base and getting quite a hand from the fans down there.
It's like running a marathon now for Manny. Now he's got the crowd behind him, so that should pick up some speed on the way to second.
Here comes the payoff pitch. Ramirez off. Ortiz drives it into right field. A base hit. Manny's going to run a while. He's headed for third and beyond as Devon down there in the corner gets it. Ramirez can jog in. Ortiz into third with a big flopping slide. Red Sox lead it 1-0 on the triple by Ortiz.
Well, the best part of this play is obviously getting the run for the Red Sox. The second best part is watching Ortiz dive headfirst into third base. I could feel the earth shake. Right down the right field line. It's going to roll around in that corner for a while. Manny's going to score easy, and it's a good thing because he was probably gassed. But watch Ortiz make the world shake as he dives into third. Look at him go. Second triple of the year. Boom.
10 consecutive extra base hits for David Ortiz. 3 homers, 5 doubles, and his second triple. And just to be sure, with the flop there at the end. Man, he's tired after the 1-0 to Millar. Misses 2-0. After all that running at first base and all the foul balls that Ortiz hit, then he goes and hits a triple, and Manny's got to go all the way around. And he did so successfully, but he is right now on the tired side. Hits it in the air to center. Erstad there in his tracks to make the catch. Tagging and scoring is David Ortiz, and the Red Sox lead it 2-0. RBI number 68 for Kevin Millar. The Red Sox lead it 2-0.
When you're at the plate with a man on third base, when a sacrifice can get the job done, you look for a pitch up in the zone. That's exactly what Ortiz did, Millar did here to get the fly ball. There's the fastball, let a high. Perfect pitch for Millar to get in the air with the infield in and get that run home. But Ortiz, he crushed that third base back. They better check that thing between innings because it might be out of air.
He was moving pretty good, too, around the bases to get to third base. David is not a small man. The 1-0 in the air to left center field off the bat of Nixon. Erstad is there, and there is out number 2. The 4th inning is brought to you by Kentucky Fried Chicken, where you can get a $4 meal every day. So Nixon is gone, 2 outs in the inning. The base is empty, and here's Todd Walker, who flied to the warning track his first time up 0 for 1 tonight. The second night in a row that Walker has batted in the number 8 spot for the Red Sox.
One thing it does when you move to the bottom of the lineup like this, takes a little bit of pressure off. Instead of getting those 4 at-bats, you may get 3. Instead of the 5, you might get 4. If you get 1 hit, you start to break out of your slump. Had the 1 hit last night, was 1 for 4 in the game. And they're scuffling at that top of the lineup. I mean, a lot of times you're getting those 5 at-bats.
Compounding the problem at times. Over the last 27 games, he's hit at 194. And has 2 hits in his last 17 at-bats. Fair ball down the line. Yvanin over to play it. Walker takes the turn, but he will stop at first base with a 2-out single. And hard hit by Todd Walker.
Did a very nice job staying back on the curveball from Aaron Sele. He got him to fly out on a curveball first time up. Even though he stepped out with that front foot, the hand stayed back, and he shoots it right by that first base bag. Yvanin did a nice job playing the ball off the wall quickly, and that's going to hold Walker to the 2-out single.
Jason Varitek, who walked his first time up. Aaron Sele has walked 2 tonight, and they came back-to-back in the 3rd inning. But Nyler proved to be costly as Varitek walked and Johnny Damon walked. And Sele get out of the inning without surrendering a run. Up and away, almost got away, and it's 1-1 down to Varitek. Red Sox trying to put together some runs here tonight for Pedro Martinez. Red Sox getting the first 2 runs of the game here in the bottom half of the 4th inning, still batting. And Varitek sends the 1-1 foul back below us.
Taking a quick peek out of that scoreboard out there, and I see Chicago beat Kansas City this afternoon 4-3, so they move within 1 game now of the Kansas City Royals for first place in that Central Division.
How about the White Sox and the charge they put on? And as all of a sudden they have got it together after some of those trades that they made prior to the trade deadline.
I think I just said that, Don.
What did you say?
That was the game I was referring to.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. And the White Sox now just a game back, as you also said.
Minnesota 4.5. They're not completely out of it yet.
And 2-2. Is popped up foul. Molina looking back, but they should get the screen, and it does. I heard you. I was just saying that.
Well, I thought when you said, how about those White Sox? I thought,
no. It wasn't like a new information. No. I was just saying, you know, that since they made the trades prior to the trade deadline, I was reiterating what you were saying. Not that I hadn't heard you. .72 pitches for Aaron Sele tonight. 42 of them strikes. This one's a ball, and a full count now to Jason Varitek. Walker will be off with the pitch at first. And Scioscia's Anaheim Angels 53 and 58 coming in. And they've lost 3 in a row. Varitek golfs it foul off the left side. And on the hands this time, and Varitek fouls off another. And Walker's had to run a little bit as he returns to the bag at first. Angels to begin the night are 4th in earned run average with a 4.15 earned run average. Oakland leading the league at 3.48 and the Red Sox at 4.70. On the ground softly but foul down the first base line, and Walker will again have to return to first.
Well, both Walker and Manny getting pretty good workouts this inning. He was good him cracking up in that dugout.
Again, knocking out a play above us this time. Looks like they were reviewing the slide that David Ortiz made there in the third base.
What a play in the front row. Ball bounced off the top of the stadium, come back, and a nice play right in that front row down the third base side.
There goes Walker again, and Varitek takes ball 4. So a lengthy at bat for Varitek, and is able to work the 2-out walk. Third Walker tonight, given up by Aaron Sele.
Bud Black, the pitching coach, coming out. That's an at bat that's going to take an awful lot out of a pitcher. I mean, a lot of pitches, a lot of foul balls, and eventually the walk given up by Aaron Sele. Nobody loosening in the bullpen yet for the Angels.
Well, he's thrown 78 pitches in the game, 36 pitches coming in this inning. And it's back up to the top of the order for Johnny Damon, who fly to the track in the first inning, walked in the third. And in the meantime, Pedro Martinez has been on the Red Sox bench here for a while. Now has a 2-run lead.
That's one of the few times you see Pedro smiling when he's on the bench in a game.
Something that happens every other night here at Fenway Park, other than when he's pitching. But usually you don't see that kind of an expression. You're right. In the games that he is starting. Two on, two down, Johnny Damon. And he takes ball one. Damon has now reached base safely in 16 straight games. In the air to left center field, hit pretty well. Erstad moving back onto the warning track to make the catch front of the wall. Second time Damon's taken one to the track. Red Sox leading 2-0.
Searching other websites for low fares? Better get comfortable. Just go to Southwest.com for Southwest Airlines $39 to $99 internet specials when you purchase by August 28th.
You are now free to move about the country.
Suarez, I have some good news. I'm taking you out.
Oh, you said you had good news.
I do. I just saved a bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico. Give me the ball.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Fill your glasses for a toast.
Champagne?
Good move. A quality beer drinker doesn't compromise a Samuel Adams lager. Always a good decision.
Introducing the new Nissan Murano for your adventures in on-roading.
Back at Fenway, as the Red Sox now have a 2-0 lead as we get ready for the top of the 5th inning. Let's take a look at the game summary. Ortiz with an RBI triple and a run scored. Kevin Millar drove him in on the sac fly. And so far, Garrett Anderson with 2 singles, 2 of the 4 Anaheim hits. Pedro Martinez 4 shutout innings, and Aaron Sele has been touched for 2 over the first 4. Top of the 5th inning, bottom third of the Anaheim order. Adam Kennedy, Benji Molina, and Rob Quinlan to face Pedro Martinez, who now has a lead with the Red Sox on top 2-0. Third pitcher of the night for Pedro Martinez. Was in good shape in his pitch count here as he works in the 5th inning. On the corner, and it's 1-2 now to Kennedy. He struck out Kennedy back in the 3rd inning, 1 of 5 strikeouts tonight for Martinez. Evens up now at 2-2. dismissive frame there by Varitek, and a full count now. Pedro coming into tonight's action third in strikeouts in the American League. Roger Clemens setting the pace at 148. Then Mussina at 141, and then Pedro began the night at 137, but he's got 5 of them tonight. And the first walk of the night given up by Pedro.
Well, get the Globe's award-winning sports coverage every day. Call 1-800-984-5335 for 50% off home delivery. The Boston Globe, your world unfolding daily.
Adam Kennedy at first base. It is the second time tonight that the Angels have had the lead man on. Garrett Anderson had singled in the second, but was erased on a double play. And now Adam Kennedy with a leadoff walk. Benji Molina looking for his first hit against Pedro Martinez in his career. He was a strikeout victim back in the third inning. There goes a runner at first, and Molina chops it to third. Miller throws to first to retire Molina, and Kennedy, who's in motion with the pitch, gets second base.
And that's the kind of things you have to do against Pedro. Get those runners in motion. That's exactly what Mike Scioscia does there. He's got a contact hitter at the plate. Molina does get the bat and the ball, and they get the man in the scoring position. You hope for more out of the hit and run, but the worst case scenario, at least you get one of those guys in a scoring position.
There's Rob Quinlan. His numbers at AAA Salt Lake this season prior to the call-up. Very good numbers for him. There's a hit tonight off Pedro, a single in the third inning. He was lunging after that pitch.
By the way, Don, we want to send our best wishes along to Kenny Coleman. We understand Kenny's taken ill over the last couple of days, and we certainly are hoping for the best for Kenny. Of course, longtime broadcaster here with the Red Sox.
We certainly do, and we hope that he is feeling better. One of the legendary voices here in Boston. The 0-1 is grounded towards third base. Bill Miller deep at third. The long throw is there in time, and Kennedy's got to stay at second base as Quinlan is retired at first. 2 down.
Bill Miller's been fairly busy down there at third base tonight with Pedro on the mound.
David Eckstein.
Bill Miller with only 9 errors on the season down there at third base. Very good number at this stage of the year for a third baseman.
Two down for David Eckstein, who is 0 for 2 tonight from the top spot in the Anaheim order. He's grounded out to second and tried to bunt his way on, but was thrown out by Jason Varitek. On the ground, right side. Walker kicks it, and tough throw, but Millar stays with it to retire Eckstein. Down go the Angels halfway through this one, 2-0 Boston.
Red Sox. Now it's time for Heineken's What's on Tap. Angels tomorrow at 6:30. 2 games on Friday, 1 and 7 against the Orioles. Nesson, UPN 38, Nesson out of markets, and then 6:30 and 1:30 Saturday and Sunday, both on Nesson.
Bottom of the 5th inning. It's Bill Miller to lead it off. Miller, Garcia, Parra, and Ramirez. With the Red Sox on top 2-0. Facing Aaron Sele, who is getting up there in his pitch count. He's at 81 right now to begin the inning. A lot of pitches last inning.
Well, we got another batch of candles up here today, and Wally also got some candles.
He's having a very quiet, romantic evening this evening. I smelled some burning, and now I know why.
I've been down in the dumps. Even though he still has a smile on his face, but he was very upset at a lot of critics over the weekend for their review of the J-Lo movie. So that's why he has the picture of J-Lo next to him, because she's one of his favorites.
Critics have been rough.
Rough on the movie. Yes. What is it, Giggle?
Popped up, I think it's Gigi, as back goes Molina to make the catch and foul ground to retire Bill Miller.
Well, attention Sox fans in the Green Mountain State. Join Sox Chairman Tom Werner, President and CEO Larry Lucchino, U.S. Senator Patrick Leahy, Vermont Governor James Douglas, and Wally the Green Monster at the Church Street Marketplace tomorrow at noon for celebration of Vermont's contributions to Red Sox history and details of the State Appreciation Day at Fenway Park. That's tomorrow at noon in Burlington.
And we should mention that the candles we received tonight are from Burlington, Vermont. And Richardson, along with Mary Ellen Hannington, Annie Richardson, and Lucy Hannington were nice enough to send us along some candles. We have new Yankee candles up here, which we're very excited about. And Wally has his in his room, or whatever we call this area here in the front of the booth. Looks like he's having a fireside chat.
Well, he's very comfortable right now, especially with the lead.
1-1 hit high and deep to left. When it comes down, the Red Sox will lead at 3-0. It may not come down. Garcia Parra's 20th of the year as Boston on top 3-0.
Seat ball. It has been unbelievable what Garcia Parra has done here at Fenway Park. He has now hit in 48 of 52 games this season here at Fenway. Started tonight at 329. I should say 386, excuse me. 329 is what he's done in his last 18 games. 386 coming into the game tonight at home.
And with his 20th home run, that marks the 6th season that he's had 20 or more home runs. And he 1 for 2 tonight. He singled his last time up, came around to score on the triple by David Ortiz. There's a strike, 2-1. This time last night, there was no doubt that the pitching was not going to have a great deal of success last night. There was a ton of offense by this point last night, and we've not had as much tonight. The pitching matchup here tonight has been a good one so far, but Sele touched for his 3rd run now, as a lackey last night roughed up. In there for strike 3 to Manny Ramirez. It's just the 2nd strikeout of the night for Sele, and out number 2 here in the 5th.
Well, you kind of figured with the pitching matchup in this game, Pedro going for the Red Sox, things would seem to quiet down from a night ago. That's a curveball that starts right at Manny. A little bit of a flinch, and it picks up the inside corner. I'll tell you what, though, I've been impressed with Sele, especially coming off a very serious shoulder operation. He looks much better than I anticipated.
2 down for David Ortiz, who tripled his last time up to drive in a run. And he looks back at Dale Scott and has something to say. Side.
Well, they almost got Les Otten. You know, he made a catch earlier in the season down there in that luxury box, and he came up to the booth to brag about it. Now, we didn't see it, but that one almost clipped him.
1-2, lifted deep and far towards the triangle, on the run and getting back there to make the catch is Erstad. Wow, he got back there full bore, was able to twist around and make the catch to rob Ortiz of extra bases. Red Sox get another run on top 3-0. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy, along with Tom Caron, back here for the top of the 6th inning. Red Sox on top 3-0. Garcia Parra's 20th home run of the year in the bottom of the 5th inning. And It's on to the 6th. Darren Erstad to lead it off. And Tim Salmon and Garrett Anderson for the Angels.
That last play by Erstad in the outfield, you see why that he won a Gold Glove last year in center field. Got a great jump on that ball. That was hit by David Ortiz.
This one sent foul. It's 0-2 to Erstad.
I'd like to send congratulations along down to the Martha's Vineyard minor league Yankees. Even though they're the Yankees, they had a perfect 15-0 season down on Martha's Vineyard. Their starting pitcher Brendan Long is here at the ball game tonight, so hopefully his teammates will hear that, and congratulations.
Two is on the outside corner, and it's strikeout number 6 for Martinez.
Stay tuned after the game for W.B. Mason's Extra Innings, New England's Red Sox post-game show with extra highlights, extra interviews, and extra analysis, hosted by Bob Rogers and a new lineup of studio analysts. After the last inning, the actions just begin as Dennis Eckersley in the house tonight along with Bob Rogers, and if time permits, there'll be a nice sit-down interview with Adam Jupiter.
One down for Tim Salmon, who reached on an infield hit his first time. This is no infield hit this time as he drives it down the line into the corner. Manny will dig it out, but Salmon stands at second base with a one-out double, his second hit of the night.
Well, of all the guys in the Angel lineup tonight, Salmon has had the most success against Pedro. 2 for 3 again tonight against Pedro. That's a changeup. That changeup stayed inside, though. I don't think that's the exact spot where Pedro wanted that, and quickly by Bill Miller down at third base. By the time Manny digs it out, the 2-base hit for Tim Salmon.
Well, Garrett Anderson has had success against Pedro tonight, too. He singled to right in the second inning and singled to center in the fourth inning. And he cranks this one foul back into the luxury boxes.
Boy, that's something you don't see very often. A lefty pulling the ball that far foul down that first base side. Usually it's right-handers that slice the ball in that direction.
This is away this time to Anderson. 1-1 the count. Get a swing while he's candle around. It's dripping off the backside of his chair. There you go. Chop down the first base line out of the reach of Millar. Tim Salmon coming around from second base. He'll score the first Anaheim run on the third hit of the night by Garrett Anderson, who drives a run in this time. And Anaheim on the board. It's now 3-1 Boston.
Back-to-back doubles. Salmon, Anderson. Anderson now with 38 doubles on the season. Ties him with Aubrey Huff for the lead in the American League. Curveball again on top of it, right down that first base line. Anderson drives in his 90th run of the season.
Easy 0 for 2 tonight. He struck out in the second inning, flied out to right in the fourth. Pedro up to 70 pitches tonight. 50 of the 70 have been for strikes. And Veritek's going to head out now. It's time call. He will talk things over with Pedro Martinez. We'd like to welcome tonight's visitors to the Dunkin' Dugout. Dunkin' Donuts is proud to host area youth and charity organizations at every Red Sox home game. I'd also like to thank the folks from Dunkin' Donuts for providing our broadcast crew with refreshments. Dunkin' Donuts, just the thing. On the ground right side, Todd Walker plays the hop and throws out Spezio for the second out. Garrett Anderson moves over to third base on the ground ball to the right side.
It's kind of typical again of the types of games that Pedro's been involved in this year. Very close, a 3-1 ball game.
Jeff Javannen's 0 for 2. He grounded out into a double play in the second inning. Struck out looking in the fourth. On the ground, right side. Walker handles it. On to Millar for the final out of the inning. The Angels do get one back. We played 5.5. It's 3-1 Boston.
Some people don't realize how many nonstop flights Southwest offers, so we created this simple color-coded map to help. Baltimore to L.A.
August 18th and 19th at the Melrose Sports Complex. Boys and girls aged 7 and 15 will enjoy 2 days of baseball instruction, an appearance by Louis Tiant and Pete Grenier, and a trip to Fenway Park where campers will be introduced prior to the August 19th game. To reserve your spot, call 1-800-336-2267.
That's on to the bottom of the 6th inning with the Anaheim Angels getting a run in the top half of this inning. Red Sox on top 3-1. Kevin Millar, Trot Nixon, and Todd Walker to bat here in the inning. Millar struck out looking in the second inning, hit a sac fly in the fourth. In the air to left center field. Erskine got kind of a late break, and that'll fall for a base hit. First hit of the night for Millar. The Red Sox have the lead man on. Let's check in with Tom Caron. Tom, where are you?
John, we are with John, but Don, we are across Lansdowne Street on the roof of the garage over here where Nomar's home run hit a car clean in the air. Tell me about it. John got the ball here. Tell me about it.
Just saw it coming out over the monster seats and hit the car, and it was laying right next to the car on the ground.
So one of 34,000 some odd fans are going to get out here tonight, be a little bummed when they see their car.
One got tagged in BP, so that's the second one tonight.
And in true American spirit here with the ball.
I sold it to somebody up in the green monster seats for a decent figure.
So John's happy. The insurance broker will be happy. Everybody's happy except the guy who drives the white car, guys.
Isn't that the American way? Selling the baseball.
How long did he actually have it in his possession? I think less than 10 minutes.
Until the cash came out of the guy's pocket.
Nixon with a count of 1-0 takes the strike over the outside corner.
Hope TC's got his credentials with him. He won't be able to get back in the ballpark.
Millar back to the bag. Millar leading off with a single to left center field. Second time tonight the Red Sox have had the lead man on. Ramirez led off the fourth inning with a single and scored on the triple by David Ortiz. In there for a strike. 1-2 now to Nixon. Sele's getting up there. He's at 103 pitches in this outing for the Anaheim starter. And Ben Weber, who we did not see last night, but we've seen plenty of, the right-hander up in the pen. Nixon strikes out. They went up top to get Nixon that time. Third strikeout for Aaron Sele.
And fastball only registered at 88 miles an hour, but it certainly sounded harder than that as you get Trot Nixon to chase that letter high fastball. I must admit, Don, I'm seeing more out of Sele than I expected. Now, we have not seen the Angels for a long time. We didn't see Aaron in that first series that the Red Sox played here and, of course, back in Anaheim, but he's come a long way since that surgery.
And a lot of pitches here tonight for him as he works now to Todd Walker. He's 1 for 2 tonight. A single to right field his last time up. Sele giving up 2 runs in the fourth inning, and then the solo home run by Nomar Garciaparra in the fifth. Nomar's 20th home run of the season that cleared everything in left and was sold just moments ago.
To the highest bidder.
The highest bidder. And it's 2-1 now to Todd Walker. 8 shutouts over the last 5 full seasons for Aaron Sele. He's tied for 3rd in the major leagues during that span with Mike Mussina and David Wells. Only Randy Johnson, Greg Maddux have thrown more than Aaron Sele. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2 now to Todd Walker. Full count to Walker with Jason Varitek waiting on deck.
Might be some signs of fatigue with the high pitch count for Sele. A number of these pitches upstairs, and I don't think all by design.
There goes Millar, and it is ball 4 to Walker. So Todd Walker getting the 1-out walk. It is the 4th walk given up by Aaron Sele. And the Red Sox with 2 on and 1 away.
Looks like Mike Scioscia getting ready to bust a move here out of the dugout.
So Aaron Sele hangs in there for 110 pitches tonight, so far responsible for the 3 runs that the Red Sox have. And responsible for the runners on. Millar at second base, Todd Walker at first with 1 down. And Scioscia will make the change as Weber makes his way in from the bullpen. A pitching change here in the last of the 6th. Red Sox on top 3-1.
3-1 Red Sox here in the bottom of the 6th. Will keep cool as the season heats up. Sport your summer threads. Get your Major League Baseball authentic caps, jerseys, t-shirts, and more at RedSox.com. The RedSox.com shop for all things baseball.
Where's that? Sanford? Sanford, Maine. That's where that is. Oh, nice one out there on the monster seats. They got to see that ball go up over everything out there an inning ago.
Well, we got a great story about the home run. Tom Caron was out interviewing where the ball went through the windshield of the car. Well, this is no lie. 2 seconds later, he finds out that a ball in batting practice went through his windshield. Tom Caron's. He's in tears out behind the Green Monster.
The investigative reporter that he is, only to find out that it was his car that was hit.
There you see the numbers for Ben Weber, 47. That's the most on the Angels pitching staff. He's faced the Red Sox 3 times this season. A total of 3 2/3 innings. Has not allowed a earned run.
The 0-1 is a foul ball. Molina goes out to get it aggressively, but a foul ball indicated by the home plate umpire Dale Scott.
Imagine Tom going out there to do a report on a ball that Nomar hit through somebody's windshield, and comes to find out as he takes about 5 steps to his right that his car got smoked during batting practice.
Did you hear the guy when he had him on? He said, yeah, there was another window that was hit in batting practice. And Tom Caron kind of laughed it off. Wanted to find out that it was his. And away to Varitek. 1-2 the count. Well, Tom makes an extraordinary amount of money, and it should not be a problem to replace whatever window that is, front or side or wherever the Tom Caron mobile was hit.
Drives a Bentley, I think, doesn't he?
Yes, I think it's been no, it's one of those limited edition Mercedes. 2-2. Weber is very animated on the mound. Really a lot of huffing and puffing from the right-hander. 2-2. Varitek goes lunging and strikes out. So Weber comes on and strikes out the first Red Sox batter that he faces. And there's 2 down in the inning. Let's go to the gentleman who is bemoaning his foul ball. Hey, how you doing, Tom?
Oh, I'm having a great night. Thanks very much, Don. Just to clear it up, it wasn't my windshield. It was actually the hood of the car that got a dent. And it was great because I'm laughing and joking about this guy whose window got smashed. And he said, yeah, BP hit another one. Come check it out. Sure enough, it was my car. So I got to call my adjuster in the morning.
What are you going to do about the dent in the Mercedes now?
No, the family SUV took the hit.
That's right. He has multi-cars.
At least he'll be able to drive it home.
This is true. Even 0 for 2 with a walk tonight, batting with 2 on and 2 outs.
And we highlighted this bullpen last night. Red Sox fortunate last night to get to Donley for a run, but boy, they're very strong. Best in the American League right now, numbers-wise.
Heyman grounds it towards the shortstop Eckstein. He'll flip the easy way to second, and that'll do the inning. Ben Weber comes on and gets out of any trouble. We played 6, 3-1 Boston. Brought to you by Dodge, by Samuel Adams Boston Lager, and by Foxwoods Resort Casino. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy back at Fenway as we head to the top half of the 7th inning. Red Sox on top by 2, 3-1. Pedro Martinez working the first 6 innings and surrendered a run last inning to Anaheim. 72 total pitches for Pedro, 52 of them strikes. And he faces the bottom third of the Anaheim Angels order: Adam Kennedy, Benji Molina, and Rob Quinlan here in the top half of the 7th. Kennedy 0 for 1 with a walk. He struck out back in the 3rd inning. 1 of 6 strikeouts tonight for Pedro. He's walked only 1. Texas and New York tied at 1 in the bottom of the 6th inning at Yankee Stadium, while Oakland is winning again tonight 6-2 at Detroit. This is hit high in the air to left center field. This will send Damon back to the track at the wall. He jumps and he makes the catch. Johnny Damon in left center field. He's been spectacular as a member of the Red Sox, and he does it again out there.
Well, the 2 girls who got John Henry's seats in the front row certainly happy about that catch by Johnny Damon. Listen to the ovation. Back to the wall, back up against the wall, crashes into it and makes the catch. Wow. But he timed that just perfect and then smacks his back into that wall.
And he gets a standing O from the Fenway faithful after another great catch from Damon. Not an easy center field, but he's manned it so well. Molina fouls that pitch off, and it's 0-2.
You know, one thing center field does here at Fenway Park, I mean, it's so difficult to play because of all the angles, but man, you can make some spectacular catches out there, and that's one of the best.
Just a bloop out towards right field. It'll fall for Molina, and his first career hit against Pedro Martinez. A 1-out bloop single to right for Molina.
Molina always a tough out because he makes contact. The cut fastball looked like a little bit outside, but still able to reach out and punch the base hit in front of Trot Nixon. Anaheim out hitting the Red Sox 7-6 in this ball game, but the Red Sox do have the lead.
Millar plays in behind Molina at first base as Quinlan stands in. Quinlan with a single to center field in the third. He grounded out to third base in the fifth. 1 for 2 so far tonight from his number 9 spot. And that's a strike, and it's 1-1. Now to Quinlan with the top of the Anaheim order waiting on deck, David Eckstein.
'82 pitches for Pedro. Red Sox bullpen quiet right now.
For a strike, and it's 2-2 to Quinlan. The Yankees have taken a lead in the bottom of the 6th inning now. New York on top 2-1. Jason Giambi has hit his 33rd home run of the year in the bottom of the 6th to give New York the 2-1 lead. Oakland on top in their game 6-2. Chavez with a 2-run home run. Ross missing, framed by Veritek, but a full count now to Quinlan. Strike 3. 7th strikeout of the night for Pedro Martinez, and out number 2 here in the top of the 7th.
Well, Mike Scioscia looking out, questioning that call, but a little better pitch than the one before. Veritek had questioned the prior pitch. Outside, said to Dale Scott, that time right on the corner for the strikeout.
So 2 down. Benji Molina still at first base, and here's David Eckstein. He's grounded out 3 times tonight. 0 for 3. In the air to left field. Ramirez heading back at the track. This will hit up off the wall. The ricochet played by Damon Molina, stopping at third base. The wall ball double for David Eckstein.
Well, it doesn't look like much, but that's another great play by Johnny Damon. Not as dramatic, obviously, as the catch against the wall, but he does a great job here backing up Manny Ramirez. Eckstein playing with that left field wall about halfway up, but watch Damon's positioning. He's going to get behind Manny and play that ball, and that's going to hold a runner at third base. So instead of a run scoring, because Damon backed up that play, you've got second and third. They don't have a run yet.
Two in scoring position with 2 down. Darren Erstad coming up. He has been 0 for 3 tonight against Pedro Martinez. 2 ground outs and a strikeout. This base is open. And runners at second and third. Just 174 in this situation in the past with 2 outs and runners in scoring position this season. Pedro strikes off ahead. Inside that time, and it's 1-1. Pedro at home this season, 5-1 with a 3.26 earned run average. Away from Fenway, a 2-1 record, but to the ERA lower, 1.85 on the road. There's a strike, and it's 1-2 to Erstad. This will bring them to their feet at Fenway with 2 outs in the inning. 2 in scoring position for the Angels. The Red Sox on top by 2. And a count of 1-2 to Darren Erstad. Erstad stays alive.
Erstad grabbing behind his right knee. That's where he had that hamstring problem. He's wearing a brace on that right now. You can see that brace. So certainly not at 100% as Darren Erstad.
It's amazing he was able to run full bore back into the triangle to rob David Ortiz of an extra base hit earlier. With a great defensive catch. Even with that ailing leg. Again the 1-2. Did he go a check at third? No, says Jim Joyce. Very close as it appeared he kind of punched at it. 2-2.
That's a gutsy call by Jim Joyce. You got the whole place standing, hoping for the strikeout. You get the quick appeal by Veritek. But it doesn't fall for all the noise. He calls it a check swing. And I think a good call.
Pedro ready, the 2-2 on the ground foul. That'll end up in the Red Sox dugout down there.
And a steady diet of inside fastballs with the 2 strikes so far to Erstad. Another meeting between Veritek and Pedro. There'll be no sign when Veritek gets behind home plate. They'll know what they want to throw.
Erstad broke the bat on that last grounder foul into the Red Sox dugout. Next tying at second base, Molina at third, 2 down here in the top half of the 7th inning. Red Sox on top 3-1. Martinez staring in to get the sign from Jason Veritek. Finds out what he'll throw. And the 2-2. Chop right back to him. Pedro's got it, and he'll throw to first, inning over. Anaheim strands 2 in scoring position. 7th inning stretch time. 3-1 Red Sox.
Fenway, the Red Sox still have the 3-1 lead. Well, tonight, following our post-game show, stay tuned for the Boston Globe Sports Plus, hosted by Bob Lobel and featuring great sports talk. Plus a whole lot more. It's timely, opinionated, and fun. And it's tonight after the post-game show on NESN. It is live tonight. They'll be discussing Red Sox baseball and also the Kobe Bryant case.
Bill Miller leads it off and skies it to right center field. Darren Erstad and Jeff DeVannen come close to each other, and the catch is made by DeVannen, the right fielder. And I figure that was Erstad's ball coming from center.
Both guys calling for it. Certainly the center fielder has authority to make that play, and especially when